Now this is an intriguing but strange fight in my eyes. Don't know why it's happening. Benn, he wants to challenge people, but he just fights people that are at least 35 or out of their prime or weight drained, against Regis Prograis, a top phenomenal fighter who was at his prime 7-8 years ago when he fought Josh Taylor. Who will win? How they'll win? Watch the rest to find out. Now with Conor Benn, you'll see here against Eubank in a rematch, he managed his range roll, you see there, using that lead hand, throwing back, reset, and then lands that right hand. Same again with Eubank in the second fight. I mean, he fought well, but at the same time, he was weight drained. And I don't want to go into detail, but with the whole drama that has been going on the last 3-4 years with how he didn't fight and whatnot, his power's not really been the same. He hasn't been able to put a dent in anyone's head, besides in the last round, in the last minute, against a weight drained old man. No offense to Eubank, great fighter, but he also lost to that weight drained old man as well, so that just says the level Conor Benn's at. You know, he shows good signs of technical boxing at times, Conor Benn, the way he manages range, but he's too wild. Where, if I'm completely honest, forget about who his dad is. I'd say he's a British level, I'd say British and European level fighter at best, fringe world level. I don't think he's elite as everyone else is making him out to be, because you go and land shots like that and you don't get counted like that when they're on the back foot. You land your shots, you make a miss, reset, then land shots of your own again. You don't just stand there, admire your work and get caught with silly shots. That's not what elite do, that's not what the world level fighters do. But again, you'll see here, good right hand on the temple, send Eubank's legs like Bambi. So again, right punch at the right time and the right place against an old man. Don't really know what you can make of that. But you'll see here, same thing, catches him going in, face first, and I'll be honest, if there was 30 more seconds in the fight, he probably would have got the stoppage, but I'm glad Eubank landed or finished the fight, on his feet. But Benn, if I'm completely honest, I like him as a fighter, entertaining to watch, but as a person, not the biggest fan of. And you'll see here in the first fight against Eubank, landed good shots, but again, the first fight, the reason he didn't have much success, because them 12 rounds took a lot out of Eubank, which you saw in the second fight. But he did land a few good shots. God, I can't even talk today in the third round, and then in the fourth as well. But after that early success Ben had, he was unable to miss. Eubank managed his range, fought at bay, and just basically won the fight off his jab, where it did heat up a bit in the second half of the fight. As you see, he just used his jab, and then followed up with Benn like the animal he is, because he does have a heart of a lion in the ring. Although it's hard to say someone has hearts when they rely on certain substances, but that's a discussion for another day. You'll see he was missing them punches. Left hook countered with a right uppercut as well, and then a jab makes Benn miss. So you do wonder, what level is Benn truly at? Little shot to the body, jab, good right hand, but again, he's hitting hard. He's throwing punches at God knows what power, but he just couldn't put a dent in him for what reason, which does make you wonder. And then he tired out. And then 12th round, Eubank nearly stopped him. He starts complaining. You can see him with his mouth open, absolutely shattered. But again, he is an animal in the ring. He will swing to the end. I'll give him that credit. But Eubank showed his levels and showed why he was able to do what he did. Where with Prograis, if you look at his last fight against Jojo Diaz, he fought well at times, but he just showed signs of an old man. You know, he fought well on the inside, fought well on the back foot, using his jab. You know, slowed southpaw he is, but you'll see with Prograis as well, all of his losses came to southpaws, besides, I'll try to think from the top of my head, Devin Haney. I mean, he lost to Catterall, lost to Josh Taylor, you know, 2 southpaws. He also lost to, God, my memory's all over the place today. He lost to Devin Haney, who's a technical fighter. So when he fights technical fighters, he struggles, which Benn could have a lot of success with, because he is technical in spells, but once you land a good punch on him, he just throws like a madman. He doesn't have that discipline in the ring. So again, Prograis could fight. If I'm honest, Prograis could dictate the tempo of the fight, and the fight could be played out how he wants to. But Willie, though, I mean, he's got a brain too, he's got the boxing IQ too, but has he got the agility, the legs, everything he had 10 years ago? Does he still have that? If I'm honest, he probably does, but not to the extent that he did when he was an elite level fighter and unified champion. So again, you see against Jojo Diaz as well, another fighter who's old and washed, going life or death with him. and just about getting a nod on the scorecards, it doesn't look promising for him. And if he does this where he just spams that jab all across and then just works on the inside, he could have a lot of success where Benn moves up the gears. But if he moves up the gears, that will give him a lot of success, because Prograis is not the biggest counter puncher, and when he does counter punch, he makes you pay, which is what Josh Taylor done and what Devin Haney also done. They made him pay when he tried to counter punch, because they'll fight him at his own game, where that's one thing Prograis needs to stop doing. Fighting people at their own game. Fight how you're meant to do it. Same with Catterall, where he's tried to box at range. You can't do it against Jack Catterall, who's a slick, classy boxer. Make it go in the middle, force your errors, and do what you need to do. Where you see here, he probably won't say he got hurt, but you can see them shots in the temple hurt him, but luckily he stumbled. And he stayed on his feet when he stumbled. And you'll see Jojo Diaz, fair play to him, the way he's picking up the punches, every punch he's throwing he's landing. But Prograis, the chin he's got is unreal. There's a reason why he's never been stopped. But you can't do that against Conor Benn, juiced up or not. So I do believe Prograis, he will have successes in the fight. He will land a few good shots. I do believe Benn will as well. I do believe it'll be a lot competitive, as a lot of people make out, because Prograis, there is rumours that he is injured, but also Benn, if you see on the face-off at the start of the video, he does look weight drained. And if you see him arrive in the grand arrivals, he does look cheeks sunk in, doesn't look healthy at the weight. So that could be another big factor and something which favours Prograis. And if Prograis does these slick head movements that he was doing against Jojo Diaz in the last round, interesting fight. But truth be told, I can see many ways this fight can play out, just based on the stuff that happens in the ring, how they match up stylistically, and the rumours and everything on the outsides regarding if he's injured or not. Now, keys to victory with Benn's quite simple. Work under his range. When he's fighting at bay, work under, land them uppercuts, land them hooks. Simple as that. Utilise that lead left foot, because when you're fighting against a southpaw, with that lead left foot, the way you step over, you're in range, so you can land your shots, then pivot out. You know, simple as that. And also mix in the middle and mix on the back foot. I'd say the way he fought against Chris Algieri, when he mixed in the middle, landing them shots, but then boxing the back foot as well, that is the key to fighting Regis Prograis. If he fights like how he did against Chris Algieri, easy night in the office. Now, with Regis Prograis, you've got to keep the fight at range. Don't mix in the middle with Benn, because I'll be honest, I would slightly favour Benn in that regard. High output from the first, because we saw in the first fight against Eubank how he had a high output, but then he gassed out. So if you put a high output from the first, you will land them shots. But again, you got the experience, so you won't gas out into the second round like Benn, where Benn wasn't experienced as much as you, hence why he did gas out. So if you put a high output from the first, dictate the pace and tempo, you're falling him into your own fight. He will get gassed out because he'll throw the same amount of volume as you, and he doesn't have the experience that you have, so you can win the fight based off of experience in that matter. Now, this fight is very interesting, because I do believe as a recipe for a huge 10-round bloodbath war, but it's also got a recipe to be a 10-round stinker. It could be either or the other, but I do believe it'll be a bit action-packed. I do believe at moments, you know, I don't think it will catch fire like some people are making out to be, but I do believe Benn will be victorious. I do believe Prograis will make it tough at times. He will box at range. It will be competitive, but I do believe Benn, he will get the job done. But I do believe he'll get it done on points though, which might surprise you. When you think about it, Benn, his last knockout was, couldn't even take, Chris Algieri. Look at his first two fights back against that Mexican who was juiced up, he couldn't put a dent in. Pete Dobson, he couldn't put a dent in either. Eubank couldn't put a dent in either in the first fight. In the second fight, where he was completely shot to pieces from that 12-round war, he managed to drop him twice in the last minute. That just sums up the power that he did have, no longer there. And I do believe Regis Prograis is smart and crafty enough to avoid them punches, land punches of their own. But I do believe, even if it's a close fight that could go either way, they're going to give it to Benn, like, we know that. So I do believe Benn on points, that is a safe bet, and that is a bet that I do believe will happen, and that's what I'm going to be doing. But that is all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and as always, this ain't financial advice. It's going to be what I'll be betting, backing, based off my research. Have a great day, boys.